Have you ever stopped to think about what's really happening to your muscles as you go about your daily life? Right now, at this very moment, thousands of older adults are losing muscle mass without even realizing it. There's no sharp pain, no flashing warning signs, but one day you might notice it's harder to get up from a chair, to carry your grocery bag, or to take a walk without feeling exhausted. And sometimes, a simple fall can lead to a fracture that changes everything. This silent process has a name: sarcopenia. It's the progressive loss of muscle mass and strength that naturally occurs as we age. After the age of 50, most people begin to lose 1 to 2% of their muscle every year. But here's what's more alarming. Certain habits, especially related to what you eat, can accelerate that loss by up to 40%. That means faster weakness, higher risk of falls, and less independence in daily life. Some of the foods that are most damaging to your muscles may be ones you consider harmless or even healthy. That's why it's so important to understand exactly what you're putting on your plate. These hidden enemies not only speed up muscle loss, they also make it harder for your body to repair and rebuild tissue, leaving you more vulnerable to fatigue, fragility, and mobility issues. Let's start with one of the most common foods found in every home: white bread and refined flour. These include standard white bread, regular pasta, cookies, pastries, and most store-bought baked goods. To many people, these foods seem like everyday essentials. But what's hidden beneath the soft texture and mild taste is a serious threat to your muscles, especially your legs. Refined flours are stripped of their natural nutrients during processing. Important elements like fiber, B vitamins, and minerals such as magnesium are removed, leaving behind little more than starch and quick-burning sugar. When you eat them, your body converts them into glucose almost immediately, leading to rapid spikes in your blood sugar. These spikes trigger the release of insulin hormone that regulates blood sugar. But when this happens repeatedly, the body enters a state of metabolic stress. This leads to inflammation, which silently damages muscle fibers over time and accelerates sarcopenia. It also disrupts the delicate hormonal balance needed to preserve lean muscle. Muscles need amino acids, the building blocks of protein, to regenerate and stay strong. But when insulin levels are constantly spiking and crashing, the delivery of these nutrients to muscle cells becomes inefficient. Over time, this weakens the legs and makes recovery after physical effort much harder. Refined carbs also create a metabolic environment that favors fat storage instead of muscle growth. Your body, overwhelmed by rapid sugar intake, begins to store energy as fat rather than use it to repair or strengthen muscle. And as body fat increases, it puts more pressure on your joints and further challenges your weakened muscles. Studies show that diets high in refined carbohydrates are closely linked to insulin resistance, a condition where your cells stop responding properly to insulin. This is not only a key factor in developing type 2 diabetes, but also a major contributor to muscle loss and poor circulation in the legs. So, what can you do about it? You don't need to eliminate bread or pasta entirely. The key is making smarter choices. Swap white bread for 100% whole grain alternatives like rye or oat bread, which retain the fiber and natural nutrients of the original grain. If you enjoy pasta, try whole wheat varieties are even better. Explore options made from lentils, chickpeas, or quinoa. These alternatives offer complex carbohydrates, more fiber, and even a boost of plant-based protein that supports muscle health. Combine these with healthy fats like avocado or olive oil and lean proteins such as chicken or fish to keep your blood sugar stable and give your muscles the nourishment they need. A simple adjustment like this can help preserve your muscle mass and give you more energy throughout the day. Your legs will feel stronger, more stable, and better equipped to handle everyday tasks without strain or fatigue. Now imagine a typical breakfast: toast, a cup of coffee, and a glass of orange juice. Sounds healthy, right? After all, orange juice is seen as a natural source of vitamin C and a longtime breakfast favorite. But here's what most people don't know. Fruit juices, especially orange, apple, or grape juice, are among the most dangerous foods for aging muscles. The issue lies in fructose, the natural sugar found in fruit. When you drink juice, you consume a large amount of fructose in liquid form, and very quickly. Unlike whole fruit, juice contains little to no fiber, which means there's nothing to slow down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. Without fiber, your body experiences a rapid spike in blood glucose followed by a sharp crash. This roller coaster effect drains your energy, weakens your metabolism, and starves your muscles of consistent fuel. The result? Slower muscle recovery and more fatigue throughout the day. That's just the beginning. Fructose is metabolized primarily in the liver. When consumed in high amounts, as in juices, it can be turned into fat. This contributes to fatty liver disease and causes chronic inflammation, a condition known to interfere with muscle repair and strength. The damage caused by fruit juice doesn't stop at inflammation. Excess fructose intake is strongly linked to insulin resistance, which we already know is a key factor in both muscle loss and poor circulation. When your muscles can't absorb amino acids efficiently, they simply can't stay strong. And that's especially dangerous for your legs, which rely on large muscle groups to keep you balanced, stable, and independent. There's also something else that makes fructose uniquely harmful. It doesn't trigger the satiety signals in your brain the way other sugars do. In other words, after drinking a glass of orange juice, you may still feel hungry, even though you've just consumed the sugar equivalent of several whole fruits. This leads to overeating, more sugar spikes, and more strain on your muscles and metabolism. To make matters worse, a single glass of juice often contains as much sugar as a soda. But unlike soda, juice still carries the illusion of being healthy. Many older adults drink juice daily, thinking it supports their immune system, while unknowingly feeding the very inflammation that causes muscle deterioration and weakness. So, what should you do instead? The solution is surprisingly simple. Eat the whole fruit. An orange, for example, contains fiber that slows down sugar absorption, helps regulate digestion, and allows your body to process the nutrients without the metabolic chaos of a sugary drink. Other better options include berries, kiwi, or pears fruits that are lower in sugar and high in antioxidants, which actually support muscle recovery. If you still crave something refreshing in the morning, try adding lemon slices or cucumber to your water. Herbal teas with natural citrus flavors are another way to enjoy a pleasant drink without the sugar overload. These small shifts in your morning routine can have a major impact on how your legs feel by midday. Less inflammation, more energy, and better muscle response. It's a simple trade, real nourishment instead of liquid sugar. Now let's talk about a category of food many people turn to for convenience and protein: processed meats. Items like ham, sausage, bacon, and deli meats are a go-to for quick meals, but they come with a hidden price on that your muscles, especially in your legs, may end up paying for. These processed meats contain preservatives such as nitrates and nitrites, which are added to extend shelf life and enhance color. However, studies have shown that these compounds promote chronic inflammation and oxidative stress in muscle tissue. Over time, this weakens your ability to maintain and rebuild muscle mass. Worse yet, many processed meats are loaded with saturated fat and hidden trans fats. These fats clog arteries and reduce blood flow to the muscles. And when blood circulation is compromised, your leg muscles don't receive the oxy. There's also something else that makes fructose uniquely harmful. It doesn't trigger the satiety signals in your brain the way other sugars do. In other words, after drinking a glass of orange juice, you may still feel hungry, even though you've just consumed the sugar equivalent of several whole fruits. This leads to overeating, more sugar spikes, and more strain on your muscles and metabolism. To make matters worse, a single glass of juice often contains as much sugar as a soda. But unlike soda, juice still carries the illusion of being healthy. Many older adults drink juice daily, thinking it supports their immune system, while unknowingly feeding the very inflammation that causes muscle deterioration and weakness. So, what should you do instead? The solution is surprisingly simple. Eat the whole fruit. An orange, for example, contains fiber that slows down sugar absorption, helps regulate digestion, and allows your body to process the nutrients without the metabolic chaos of a sugary drink. Other better options include berries, kiwi, or pears fruits that are lower in sugar and high in antioxidants, which actually support muscle recovery. If you still crave something refreshing in the morning, try adding lemon slices or cucumber to your water. Herbal teas with natural citrus flavors are another way to enjoy a pleasant drink without the sugar overload. These small shifts in your morning routine can have a major impact on how your legs feel by midday. Less inflammation, more energy, and better muscle response. It's a simple trade, real nourishment instead of liquid sugar. Now let's talk about a category of food many people turn to for convenience and protein: processed meats. Items like ham, sausage, bacon, and deli meats are a go-to for quick meals, but they come with a hidden price on that your muscles, especially in your legs, may end up paying for. These processed meats contain preservatives such as nitrates and nitrites, which are added to extend shelf life and enhance color. However, studies have shown that these compounds promote chronic inflammation and oxidative stress in muscle tissue. Over time, this weakens your ability to maintain and rebuild muscle mass. Worse yet, many processed meats are loaded with saturated fat and hidden trans fats. These fats clog arteries and reduce blood flow to the muscles. And when blood circulation is compromised, your leg muscles don't receive the oxygen and nutrients they need to function properly. Sodium is another serious concern. These meats are typically packed with salt, which can dehydrate your body and impair muscle function. Ever notice how thirsty you get after eating bacon or deli slices? That's your body signaling that it's out of balance and your muscles are feeling it too. And although these meats may technically contain protein, the quality is often poor. They're frequently blended with starches, fillers, and other low-grade additives that reduce the overall nutritional value. Compared to high-quality proteins like eggs or fish, the amino acid profile in processed meats is far less effective at preserving muscle mass. The result? Muscles that become slower, less responsive, and more prone to fatigue. In the legs, this means greater difficulty standing up, climbing stairs, or walking long distances without discomfort. Fortunately, there are excellent alternatives. Fresh cuts of lean meat-like roasted chicken breast or grilled turkey are packed with high-quality protein without the additives. Fish rich in omega-3s, such as salmon, sardines, or mackerel, not only support muscle maintenance but also fight inflammation naturally. For those who prefer plant-based options, legumes like lentils, chickpeas, and black beans are excellent protein sources when paired with whole grains. Nuts and seeds also offer healthy fats and minerals that contribute to better muscle health. By reducing your intake of processed meats and switching to these cleaner options, you're giving your muscles the fuel they need to thrive. And your legs in particular will feel the difference in power, stability, and endurance. When you consume large amounts of sugar, your blood glucose levels spike. Over time, this repeated sugar overload triggers inflammation throughout the body, including in your nervous system. That inflammation can slowly wear down the protective coverings around your nerves, making them more sensitive and less efficient at transmitting signals to your legs. This is one of the reasons why older adults who consume too much sugar often develop symptoms like leg numbness, burning pain, and muscle weakness. In more severe cases, the damage may progress to the point where it becomes difficult to walk or stand without discomfort. The danger is not limited to desserts. Many savory foods, sauces, breakfast items, and even packaged bread contain hidden sugars that quietly add up throughout the day. These sugars contribute to insulin resistance, which further disrupts your nerve cells' ability to access the energy they need. Without a stable energy supply, your nerves weaken. And when your nerves weaken, so do your legs. It becomes harder to lift your feet properly, maintain balance, or move with coordination, all essential for avoiding falls and injuries. One of the best strategies to protect your nerves and your legs is to replace added sugars with natural alternatives. Fresh fruits like berries, apples, and pears provide natural sweetness along with antioxidants, fiber, and vitamins that support healthy nerve function. Swapping sugary drinks for herbal teas, infused water with lemon or mint, or unsweetened juices is another powerful way to cut down on harmful sugars while keeping your body hydrated and supported. It is important to remember that managing sugar is not about eliminating joy from your meal set. It is about choosing options that protect your long-term health and mobility. Small changes add up, and your legs will thank you for every better choice you make. Processed cheese products are another silent contributor to nerve damage that many people overlook. These include sliced cheese singles, creamy spreads, and canned cheese foods that are often high in sodium, saturated fat, and artificial additives. These ingredients interfere with blood flow and promote chronic inflammation, which disrupts nerve, health, and muscle control. The excess salt constricts blood vessels, preventing your nerves, especially those in your legs, from receiving enough oxygen and nutrients. The result is often gradual but serious. Increased leg fatigue, slower walking speed, or even difficulty maintaining balance. Over time, these issues can grow into a major limitation on your independence. Healthier alternatives include fresh mozzarella, ricotta, or other soft, minimally processed cheeses. These options contain fewer harmful additives and are easier on your cardiovascular and nervous systems. Even more importantly, diversifying your sources of protein and healthy fats can make a big difference. Nuts, avocados, and eggs are excellent choices that provide essential vitamins like B12 and healthy fats that nourish your nerves and muscles. The goal is not to stop enjoying food, it is to make smarter choices that build strength, protect your legs, and improve your quality of life every day. The more informed you are, the more empowered you become to move freely and age on your terms. You may not notice the effects of poor food choices right away, but over months and years, your nervous system keeps score. The sooner you begin supporting your nerves, the better your legs will perform and the longer your independence will last. Now that we've uncovered several hidden threats to your muscle health, let's bring everything together. Think about how many of these foods might be part of your daily routine. White bread, fruit juice, processed meats, raw spinach, and excessive coffee might seem unrelated at first, but they're quietly contributing to something far more serious: the steady weakening of your legs. These common foods aren't just unhealthy, they directly interfere with the systems your muscles rely on for strength, repair, and coordination. And for older adults, especially those over 50 or 60, this type of slow decline can mean the difference between independence and dependence. But here's the good news: muscle loss isn't irreversible. Even in your 70s or 80s, your body still has the capacity to rebuild strength, especially in your legs, if you provide it with the right fuel and movement. The process is not magic, but it is incredibly effective when done correctly and consistently. Let's review what we've learned. Refined flours flood your system with sugar and starve your muscles of nutrients. The fix? Swap them for whole grains like brown rice, oats, quinoa, or rye bread. These provide steady energy, fiber, and essential minerals that support your legs with every step. Fruit juices seem natural, but they're loaded with fructose and lack the fiber to protect your metabolism. Instead of drinking your fruit, eat it whole. Focus on berries, apples, pears, and citrus in their natural form. Add a handful to your breakfast or snack platnat to your blender. Processed meats are quick but toxic. The nitrates, excess sodium, and low-quality fats they contain harm your muscle tissues and blood flow. Trade them for clean proteins like grilled chicken, eggs, salmon, sardines, or legumes. These foods help your muscles recover and grow instead of breaking them down. Spinach is tricky. It's good, but not in excess, and not raw every day. Lightly cooking your greens, rotating your vegetables, and combining them with calcium-rich foods allows your muscles to benefit from their nutrients without suffering from mineral loss or cramps. Coffee is helpful when used wisely, but overconsumption causes mineral depletion, sleep disruption, and long-term muscle breakdown. Stick to small amounts, avoid it on an empty stomach, and stop by early afternoon. Hydrate with water and herbal teas to keep your system balanced and your legs energized. Now, let's talk about rebuilding. If you've already noticed muscle weakness in your legs, it's not too late. Start by including lean protein at every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Your muscles need a steady supply of amino acids throughout the day, not just once. Support that protein with anti-inflammatory foods: leafy greens, berries, olive oil, turmeric, garlic, and fatty fish. These fight the chronic inflammation that contributes to sarcopenia and pain in the legs. The less inflammation, the more freedom of movement you regain. Don't forget about hydration. Dehydrated muscles are weak muscles. Without enough water and minerals, your muscle cells shrink, your circulation slows, and you become more prone to injury. Aim for steady hydration throughout the day, not just when you feel thirsty. Your legs also need regular stimulation to stay strong. Walking, body weight exercises, light resistance bands, or chair-based workouts are perfect for older adults. These movements improve circulation, nerve activation, balance, and muscle massage critical to leg health. Even 10 minutes a day can make a dramatic difference. Start small. Consistency is more important than intensity. And remember, nutrition without movement or movement without proper nutrition will only get you halfway. You need both. Think of your legs as your gateway to independence. Strong legs allow you to cook, garden, walk to the market, travel, and live with dignity. Weak legs trap you in a cycle of inactivity, pain, and fear of falling. That's why every bite and every step matters. The truth is, the biggest threat to your legs isn't age, it's ignorance. Eating the wrong foods, skipping the nutrients you need, or ignoring early signs of muscle loss can speed up decline. But awareness changes everything, and you've already taken the first step. So what can you do today? Start with one food swap, one walk around the block, one glass of water instead of juice, one day of limiting coffee to the morning. These may seem like small acts, but they are powerful building blocks towards stronger, more capable legs. And if this information surprised you, share it. Someone you love may be losing their strength without knowing why. Together, we can stop the silent breakdown of our muscle sand. Build a future where our legs carry us confidently into every stage of life.